Okay, so we got another one of our trucks. I'm going to show you how to air this guy up. You come under here, you see this red plug going into the dryer. You got to drain the system, so you got to pump the brakes to get all the air out of the system before you can release this, because you will not get it out of there. Well, I shouldn't say you won't, but it's a lot more work. Then we're going to come over here. You want to control the brakes on the truck and the trailer that you're towing. How do you know which line? Very easy. On the valve, it's going to say delivery. So you have your red, which is a 1/2 inch, and you have your 3/8, which is also a 1/2 inch. But how do you tell? You pull this line out. You want to make sure you're controlling the brakes when you're towing it. You come over here now that the line's out. What? Listen. Okay. You heard the air hissing out. So the same thing is going to apply on the green line on the 3/8 here. So one's for the truck, one's for the trailer. But always make sure when you pop them back in, you push it all the way in and they lock into place. You see how it pulls? Kind of hard, I'm holding my phone, but nice and easy. This is the Freightliner. I think they're M2s, these ones. There's no numbers on this thing. But easy peasy. Another lesson for you. See, so now that that red line is plugged back in, that 1/2 inch line, listen now. You understand? If it was disconnected and it was hissing out air, you know you're on the right valve. But one controls the truck, one controls the trailer. You're good to go. Plumb into there, you control the brakes on the truck and a trailer if it's towing a trailer, or one or the other. Cheerio! Okay, I'm going to show you now exactly what you're going to do from your truck. So I have a 1/2 inch already in. So I popped the 1/2 inch in. I got the 3/8 here. Pop the 3/8 in. So this line now is going to come from your truck off the red. So you have your yellow valve, which is to release the brakes on your towing. The red one is to control a trailer, correct? Okay, so now we're going to simulate this one that we disconnected was the 3/8 off the truck. So you're just going to plumb in like so. This is going to connect to his line that you pulled out. But on his truck, the 3/8 line was green and this one was red. So now you're plugged into his lines. Once you release your red valve on your towing, you're now controlling the brakes on the truck and the trailer itself. Like I said, if it was just the truck, you only need to run one line. So if it was only the truck running off the 1/2 inch line, you don't need this guy on. You're just going to control the brakes on the truck now. This one I have a coupler on, but it's just to give you an idea of how easy it is. This way, you're not killing the brakes on your truck, and you're going to tow it so much easier. When you stop, everything's going to stop. But easy as that. So just make yourself a T like this. You only need 2 because you're only going to ever use 2 lines. Your constant air is going to go to the dryer on a separate line. So there you have it.